All right. We are here with Sharon again. Sharon Hara with Book Publishers Network, who wants to tell a story about My Two Elaines. Is that right?
Right.
Elaines. So tell me about how this started, how the project started, just from the beginning.
Well, the person who wrote this book, Marty Schreiber, is the ex-governor of Wisconsin, and he was a referral from another client that I have in Wisconsin. And so we started working with Marty probably about 1.5 years ago. This book is really amazing because his wife developed Alzheimer's, and it's basically a book about his caregiving experience and how difficult it's been. Mm-hmm. Marty wrote the book with Kathy Breitenbuscher, who is a writer around the Milwaukee area, and she helped Marty a lot with the book. But Sean, as you well know, the Alzheimer's thing is just epidemic, and Marty and Kathy have just the book has caught on like wildfire. Mm-hmm. And we just went back for another printing, which I think is the 3rd printing that we've done with this book.
Wow.
And Marty does lots of publicity. He speaks to lots of aging groups. He's speaking. I got an email from Kathy yesterday, and she said he's been invited to Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Florida.
Holy moly.
And so, and I mean, you have to bear in mind that Marty is older also. So, mm-hmm. I mean, Kathy sometimes says that it's hard for her to keep up with him. And so, but this is basically a book about his caregiving experience, mm-hmm. and he talks to people about how hard it is to be a caregiver and all of the things to look for. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that's kind of interesting in this book, Sean, is that Elaine kept a journal, and so we put her journal entries in the book.
Oh, great idea! Great idea.
So
I like how the font is larger too. You know what I mean?
We did a larger font with this book just because the market for this book mm-hmm. is someone who is older.
Yeah.
And so it's one of the things that we always try to do, Sean, is mm-hmm. to make sure that who is the market for your book,
right.
and make sure that you do that book in a way that reaches that market.
Right.
Because oftentimes we have people call and say, you know, how much they enjoyed the book, and they don't understand why they enjoyed it or why they liked it or why they passed it on. Mm-hmm. But it could be because of the way
right.
it was laid out, and the font was bigger, it was easier to read.
Sure.
And I mean, it was a good story, and so yeah, this book is just really caught on mm-hmm. because of the Alzheimer's, the
sure.
epidemic, the caregiving. Yeah. And Marty just does an amazing job mm-hmm. of speaking, and I mean, he's speaking mm-hmm. to, anywhere from 50 to 200 to 300 people.
Jeepers creepers, nice. Yeah. I like the cover too.
Well, and they provided us with the pictures for the mm-hmm. cover. I mean, the young woman that does my cover does an amazing job. Mm-hmm. And so
everything every one of your books, especially, I can always tell one of your books just from the back. The backs are always laid out nice.
Well, the back needs to be a carryover from the front. Mm-hmm. I mean,
you're right.
It needs to be a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
So Laura's pretty amazing at how she does that.
Yeah, and so if an author has their own, like if they want to write a book, they have their own cover that they want to put. Yeah, you could use those, right?
Typically, if somebody comes to me and has their own cover, 9 times out of 10, it could be a start and it could be an idea.
Okay.
But rarely does anybody come to me with a finished cover.
Really? Okay, yeah.
I mean, in Marty's case, he provided us with the pictures and Laura put it together. Mm-hmm. But most people do. Right. Most people do not know how to put together a book
sure.
cover.
Right.
And just as an aside, there was mm-hmm. a study that was done in the New York Times several years ago about how people buy books.
Okay.
And they spend 8 seconds on the front cover.
8 seconds. Wow.
And then they'll turn it over, and the most important thing that they look at on the back cover are the testimonials. Okay. And they'll spend 32 seconds on the back cover. They'll open up a book and thumb through it, and in less than 60 seconds, they've made a decision about whether to buy that book or not.
Wow. So cover is important.
Cover is critical.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the old thing about buying a book by its cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Is true.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So if that's great. What a success story. So if someone has something similar, a book like this, they want to publish, how do they reach out to you?
Just send me an email. I'll take a look at the Word doc. I'll send the book out to my review team. I'm really old-fashioned, and I send out a proposal in the mail, a written proposal in the mail about what it'll take to make their book publishable and commercially viable.
Nice.
And typically we can get a book done within 90 to 120 days.
Wow. Like printed? Like from start to finish?
In hand.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to learn more about Sharon and her company, Book Publishers Network, just go to bookpublishersnetwork.com. Send her an email at sharon@bookpublishersnetwork.com or call her. She's on the phone all the time. You're not going to talk to any call center. You're going to talk to Sharon herself. All right. Thanks for your time, Sharon.